this is one of these moments. First of all, thank you for coming on.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
I read through all the things, and particularly your terrific talk that you gave at Goldman Sachs, and you just gave. And I come back and I say, oh, my, Boeing being able to make planes again means a great deal to you. And I think that people don't realize some of the hobbling that you had really was related to Boeing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Boeing is obviously a huge piece of what we do. We need them for our capacity. The good thing is we planned for right on what we received from Boeing this year. They thought they would get us 45 airplanes. We planned at 20. We just got our 21st, so it has not affected 24. We're also planning 25 the same way. Boeing's a great company. I know Kelly Ortberg. He's going to get them together. It may take several years. And the other thing too, you look at Boeing, you look at the issues with Airbus and the engines. It actually provides a constructive backdrop to the industry.
Well, I've got to tell you that in terms of a constructive backdrop, I want to quibble with you. I think you're too conservative in the plan you've laid out. I think you have a lot of maneuver room. I know you're probably not happy with where your stock is versus the other guys, but that's frankly there's been a levitation in the United, and now the American caught it. But how big a change of what you're doing? I mean, first let's just talk assigned seating. You're going assigned seating. These are big changes technologically for you.
This is a transformational change for Southwest Airlines. We're looking to meet our customers' needs, assigned seating, extra premium, extra legroom, partnerships to be able to get you around the world. Getaways by Southwest, the best vacations product on the planet. We are putting in technology that manages the operation. It reduces turn time. We're adding red-eye flights. In fact, all the capacity that we're adding 25, 26, and 27 is coming through initiatives, not through buying aircraft. And the main thing is we have a huge opportunity in the order book with Boeing. We have a lot of aircraft. We have access to a lot of aircraft at terrific pricing, and we just don't need all those. And our intent is to take them all, to monetize the fleet, and to return that value to our shareholders.
Well, before I let our other guys talk, I mean, is it possible that when you get those planes that I will not be flying on an extremely full flight and not be able to put my baggage in the overhead, which seems like everywhere I go is the case?
Hey, we're installing the larger overhead bins. Our employees love them. In theory, you should never have to gate check a bag. We're putting in power in the seat bags, the larger overhead bins, the extra leg room. So we're really aiming to meet our customers' needs. We did a lot of surveying, tens and tens of thousands of surveys, and 80% of our customers today want assigned seating, and 86% of customers that will not choose Southwest want assigned seating and premium extra legroom. The other thing we're able to do this, add the extra legroom section about 30% of the aircraft. Because we already have terrific pitch, we're not having to take a row out of the aircraft. So we're not losing a RASM advantage or a unit cost advantage. But no, this is exactly what our customers want. And our people are very excited about it.
Do you think there's any risk of, if we got a serious economic downturn, the industry returning to true no frills? Like removing, I mean, we got Frontier adding new classes of seats.
Well, you know, everybody's costs are up, labor costs in particular. So it's very hard to be profitable if you're not generating the revenues that you need. But the industry has a history of seats in, seats out. You know that.
Yeah.
Again, the good thing for Southwest is we are not removing seats to be able to add the premium extra legroom section. So that risk to me is something that we don't bear. If the premium didn't show up, and I'm a firm believer that we're going to have the premium demand, we have not taken a row out to be able to meet that because we have terrific pitch in the aircraft already today.
Some of us are old enough to remember prior regimes at Southwest where they was beginning to flirt with Airbus because of the problems of Boeing. Can we assume that is dead?
Well, I'm old enough to remember that as well. But it's something we test on a regular basis. And I would just say that as we think about where we're headed, you've got to look 6 and 8 years out in terms of what your customers want, where they want to fly. Because if we were to order an Airbus aircraft today, I don't think we would get that before 28, 29 at the earliest. But as we think about what our customers need, that will determine the aircraft that we need. And that will enter the aircraft choice discussion. But no, we owe it to our shareholders to look at everything.
Bob, a lot of your previous interviews on our network were about that fight with Elliott. It was pretty nasty, but it came to an end. You've got a lot of new directors as a result. How would you describe the boardroom now? I know it was only as of November 1, so I'd imagine you haven't had that many meetings, but I'm curious as to what's the conversations like now and how it's different.
You bet. You know, it was an interesting summer with the activists and Elliott. And I would tell you that despite all that went on, the Elliott focus, despite our whole plan was already underway, but the Elliott work sharpened our plan. And the new board and the new board members will sharpen our execution. It will. We've had a board meeting. We have 5 new board members that came from Elliott. We had also added Pierre Breber, CFO at Chevron. We added Bob Fernaro, former CEO of Spirit and Airtran. And we had added Rakesh Gangwal, industry veteran, started Indigo. So a lot of new board members. But the very first thing that we did in the board meeting was talk about how we're going to work together. And we are all dedicated, not as Elliott members and former Southwest prior board members, but we are dedicated to, as a board, to do good for Southwest Airlines and our shareholders. So we're aligned around that cause. If anything, the new board will push harder, more challenging discussions, and I think that is good for Southwest Airlines.
Going to push you harder, too, I would imagine. I mean, it must be a bit startling for you to step into a boardroom and basically look at almost all new faces.
Well, it's about 50-50. We do have 4 former airline CEOs on the board now. I view that as a good thing. The folks that we've added have run everything from legacy carriers to ULCCs. So they know a lot, and they can challenge me. I welcome the challenging because the challenging will make us a better company, and the challenging will push us to hit our plan. And I'm accountable to that. There's one CEO at Southwest Airlines, and that's me, and I'm accountable to delivering on the plan that we put in front of us.